Welcome beautiful souls, my name is Katie Rose and today I'm going to take you through a yoga practice of energetic shifting. I love energy work, I love sounds because sounds are energy, everything is energy. Oh, let's not go into it, but I could go into it. And today we are going to really focus on the energy that we are feeling before we start, as we flow, and how we feel at the end, and just really tuning in to ourselves. What is going on in our bodies? What are we feeling? What emotions are there? So to start with, I want you to join me sitting down on your mat. You may want to have a block nearby or a bolster nearby as we go through this practice, when we move into the asana side of things and going into the poses. But to start with, we're just going to really meet each other on this mat right now, coming into a seated position, making sure that we've got a nice posture, our spine is straight, our shoulders are relaxed. You can have your hands facing down or facing up, whichever you feel called to do. And I want you just to take a breath in, breathing in through the nose and releasing out through the mouth. In through the nose again, out through the mouth, and just feel those shoulders drop in, that energy cleansing. And one more. Beautiful. And I just want you to stay in this energy right now. Bring in your intention inwards, inside of your body, just checking in to see how you feel as you arrive on the mat today. Becoming aware of any areas in your body that you may feel any tension, any aches or pains. Just bring in awareness to it. We're going to use the voice today. So for some this may be scary, I totally understand that because I really didn't like doing this to start with. But we're going to chant and we're going to use the word Om. And there's so much history to the word of Om. And it goes back to when time began, the original sound. And we are also going to be doing it as we go through, introducing the singing bowl as well, and just connecting into that energy and allowing that extra energy to communicate with your body and see how it speaks and how it feels to you. And I'm going to encourage you to play as well, because we can get so stuck in things being perfect, and energy isn't perfect. Energy is always moving, it's always changing. And if you feel you need to do maybe like a really long standard Om, then do that. But if you feel like on your next breath you want to expand and you want to play, you feel you need a different sound, you have to follow that, because that is your body telling you what you need to shift this energy, to move. So when we do this, I encourage you to breathe in through the nose and then obviously exhale, releasing on the Om. But as you go to take your next breath, I again encourage you to do it through the nose and then release. Obviously do what feels most comfortable to you, but it just helps to really bring in this oxygen and really expand this energy within your body. So breathing in. Just notice where you feel these vibrations. vibrations, knowing that your voice has just shifted so much energy, not just within your body, but also the space around your body, because you hold that power within you. And your breath is going to be important as we move through this. So we will be working with the Ujjayi breathing. It's also known as ocean's breath, and the way to do this is we breathe in and out through our nose, and we constrict the back of the throat, so it's almost like a straw and you're pushing the air through a smaller space. And as you do that, you create this sound, and it can sound like ocean waves. It's very sort of meditative and calming, but it's also really good for working with through your yoga practice. And it's very simple to do. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but I will demonstrate and see how it goes. So breathing in, so when I remind you to connect with your breath as we work through this journey, that is what I mean. And obviously we will fall out of these patterns, especially if we are doing something more energetic and it becomes harder for maybe where our body is at physically, and that's okay. But it's just a reminder to come back to the breath. Okay, so now just bring your left hand, your left palm down to your left side, placing it on the floor. And we're just going to do some side stretches. So bringing our right hand up and over to wherever feels comfortable. If you feel like you need a bigger stretch, you can place your hand further out. But just bring your awareness to not rolling in and bringing this opened chest, gazing up to the ceiling, making sure that we have this beautiful alignment, finding our stretch, and making sure that our bum is staying on the floor, that our hips are still placed on the floor, that we're not kind of leaning over too much, and we're just finding this perfect space for us. Inhale, coming up to center. Exhale, placing your right hand down, going over to the other side, and feeling into that stretch. Inhaling, coming up, and then just find your pace here as you alternate each side, finding what feels good to you, finding the speed that feels right for you today. One more on each side. Beautiful. Coming back to center, placing the hands on your knees. We're going to draw a circle with our body. So we're going to lean forwards on an inhale, and on an exhale we are coming back, curving the spine and feeling that stretch. Inhale forwards, exhale back. And then take it the other way. We're just moving this energy around, starting to expand it. And come into center. And we're going to move into tabletop position. So come onto all fours. And we're going to make sure that our knees and our hips are in alignment, and our wrists and our shoulders are directly underneath each other. Pushing down on the tops of your feet, grounding down. Becoming this solid space. And just play here as you arrive here. Just feel into what you feel your body needs right now. And just feeling into this space and your energy and what feels good to you. Meeting back in tabletop, flat back. And then we're just going to do some cat-cows here. So we are dropping the belly as we inhale, lifting our gaze up, pulling our shoulders back. Exhaling, curving the spine through, lifting up towards the ceiling, pulling our chin to chest. Inhaling, dropping the belly, coming up. Exhaling, rolling through, pushing up out of those hands. And just take a few here at your own pace. Becoming aware of how you feel as you do this. Becoming aware of any tension in your body, any places that feel they need extra attention today. One more. Move back to flat back. And now we're going to lift our left leg backwards, lifting it up off the floor as if we're pushing into a wall behind us. And then we are going to raise our right hand up in front of us. And we're going to almost feel like somebody is pulling our leg backwards and our arm forwards. Feeling that stretch, feeling that pull, really feeling into this space, feeling this expansion. Holding it there, beautiful. 2 more breaths here. Really stretching. 1 more breath. And coming back down to your tabletop position. We're going to go over to the other side. So just stretching that right leg back first. Then lifting it up, pushing in to that invisible wall behind you. And when you're ready, you can lift your left arm up, stretching that forwards. And then feel that extra pull. Really pull forwards with that hand and backwards with that foot. Feeling into this space. Feeling that energy moving and shifting. Engaging the core. Pushing into the foot that is still on the floor. 2 more breaths here. And coming back down into center. And then we're gonna come and you're gonna come down onto your forearms and we're gonna come into puppy pose. So you may feel comfortable here and then drop your chest. Find the area that feels good for your body. We are not looking for perfect poses here, we are finding what feels good for us. And if you feel that you can, then bring your arms further forwards and then drop your chest down to the mat. Forehead can come to the mat. But make sure that you're keeping your knee and hips in alignment. They don't move, they stay where they were. So you can really feel into this stretch. Then bring your gaze forwards towards your hand and just kind of slide yourself forwards all the way down to the mat so you're on your stomach. And from here, we're just going to go into baby cobra. So on an inhale, lifting your gaze up, Exhaling, come back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Bring in your hands underneath your shoulders. Come up into plank. And here, just really push into the backs of your feet. Your heels pushing backwards. Just take a moment here. And in a moment, we're going to go into chaturanga. Before we do that, I want to encourage you, if you're not used to doing it, to drop your knees directly down from where you are. So if that is where you are today, then I will meet you there. Bending the arms, keeping the elbows tucked to your sides, coming down. Inhale, lifting up into cobra. Exhaling and coming into downward facing dog. And here, just find what feels good. If you want to be hanging out and just trying to bring your heels to the floor, that's fine. If you can't bring your heels to the floor, that's perfect too. If you feel you need to pedal out, then have a little pedal out. Find what feels good for you. Pushing into your hands, into those fingers. Keeping your hips up towards the sky, shoulders away from the ears. If you need to bend your knees, then bend your knees. Find what feels good for you today. Bring your gaze forwards, hop or step up to the top of the mat. And from here, inhale, bringing your hands up above your head. Palms come to touch. Exhale, bring your palms down through center, nice flat back as we come down into forward fold. Inhale, up to halfway lift. Exhale, back down, plant your hands and step back into plank. From here we go into chaturanga. Gaze forwards, push your weight forwards, coming all the way down. Inhale, up, upward facing dog. Exhale, over on the feet, coming into downward facing dog. Taking 2 breaths here. Lift your right leg up towards the sky. Bend and bring it forwards, planting it in between the hands. And then we're going to pivot the back foot as we come up into warrior 2. So your alignment here, you want to make sure that your heel of your front foot is in alignment with the arch of your back foot and pressing the outer edge into your mat. Knee directly above your ankle, arms nice and straight, gaze forwards, hips 45 degrees, and just sink in here for a moment. On an exhale, see if you can just lower into this space a little bit more. Feeling this energy really starting to flow through you now. On an inhale, we're going to come forwards and then bring our right hand down to the inside of the right leg. If you need a block, then bring a block in here. And then we are bringing our left hand up and over. And again, making sure we're not carving into this space. We're opening the heart space. And we're just going to be here just for a moment, but feeling that energy really pumping through the body as you're here. One more breath here. Coming back up, windmilling the arms. Coming back into warrior 2. And from here, we're going to bring our left hand down onto our left leg, but we're not going to put any pressure on this leg. We're just allowing our hand to glide down our leg as we bring our right hand palms to face upwards back into reverse warrior. Feeling that stretch. Then Windmilling the arms down, pivoting that back foot, coming into plank once again. And then back into chaturanga, gaze forward, weight shifted, and then come all the way down into upward facing dog. Exhale up into downward facing dog. Woo, well done. You're doing great. And just pedal it out or hang out here for a moment. Just feeling the energy really starting to pump through your body now. On an inhale, lift your left leg up towards the sky. Bend, bring it through up to the top of the mat. Pivot the back foot, coming into warrior two on the other side. Checking your alignment. Gaze forwards. Making sure we're not twisting at the hips, but we're actually twisting from the ribs. On an exhale, sinking into that front leg a little bit more. And just taking a moment here to feel the energy vibrating, moving, shifting. Connecting with your breath. Inhale, shifting your weight forwards. Bringing your left arm onto the inside of your left leg. Bringing your right arm up and over. Finding your stretch. Pushing your left arm into your left leg to find stability. And pushing into your right leg on the outer edge of your foot. Okay, one more breath here, guys. Coming back up into your warrior two. Bringing your right hand down to your right leg. Turning your left hand to face upwards. And coming up and over into your reverse warrior. Windmilling the hands back down, stepping your left leg back, coming back into plank. Gaze forwards, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feeling the energy expanding outside of your body now. Really shifting and moving all around you. And just walking your hands back to meet your feet. Coming up like a rag doll, just really slow. Bit by bit as you make your way up into Tadasana, mountain pose. Beautiful. Taking a moment here, connecting back into your body, to your breath, becoming aware of how you're feeling in this moment. And just stay here while I talk you through what we will be doing next. As we will be inhaling as we're at the top of our Tadasana. And we'll be exhaling as we come down into chair pose. And we are going to make this a flow, a movement. You can think of it even as a dance. Very connected. Inhaling Tadasana, exhaling down into chair pose. But I want you to make sure you're pushing your weight into the back of your heels as if you're really going to sit on that chair. And then you come back up, bringing your hands back down to your side as you inhale. And then back down into your chair pose on an exhale. And I want you to find your flow here. So it doesn't have to be rigid arms. I want you to find what feels good, making sure our hands are coming into this position by the time we come to the top, and into this position when we come down into chair. How you get there I want you to feel into that flow to find your rhythm. You can do this as fast as you want or as slow as you want. So inhaling, exhaling, coming down into chair, pushing into your heels. Inhaling back to the top, exhaling back into your chair. Inhale, exhale, and then just find your rhythm. Really moving and shifting this energy. Keep going. Doing very well, keep it up. Ten more. One more. And meet at top into Dasana. Connecting with your breath. Making sure our arms and our shoulders are dropped away from the ears. Beautiful. Bringing our arms up above our heads. Gaze up to the palms. Palms come down through center as we come down into forward fold. Feel into this space. Maybe you want to grab your elbows and just kind of hang out here and feel that stretch in the spine. Hands come to the mat. Come down onto all fours. And then you're going to bring your legs into a V shape. Bring in your big toes to touch at the back. And we come down into child's pose here. So you can have your bolster if you need to. And you can just hang out here into this space. Or you could have your bolster in front of you and just kind of roll into what feels good here. Or maybe you don't want anything at all and you just come down into child's pose. Bringing your forehead to the mat. Maybe you want to roll your forehead, moving some energy around here. Sinking your chest into the ground. Bring in an awareness to this expansion that you have created all around your body. Like an energy bursting from your center outwards. Many pathways for energy to release, to let go. On an inhale, bringing your hands back towards your legs, coming up, crossing your legs at the back, feet over, coming down into a seated position. And you can bring yourself into the center of the mat. And just bring yourself, feet on the ground, before we go to lie down, I want you to come into this with an energy as slow as possible as we really slow down our body and our breath now. So hands coming to the side, palms facing up, and just slowly, slowly bring yourself to the ground, vertebrae by vertebrae, bit by bit. Lowering and lowering all the way to the ground, bringing your hands up above your heads as you stretch up above, and then dropping your legs down and just finding this beautiful stretch. You might want to wiggle your feet, your toes, just anything that feels good to you here right now. And then bring your knees up to your chest, hands up over your knees. Pull them in tight to your chest as we start to stretch out here. You might want to bring your head to your knees to find that extra stretch in the spine. And then lower your right leg down to the ground nice and straight. Still hugging that left leg. And then we're going to take the left leg, we're going to turn to the right and just drop the left leg down. Finding this twist, and we're going to bring our arms up, either out straight to the side, or if you don't have as much space, you can do cactus arms. And then bring your head to face the left side. And then bringing yourself back up to center, hugging that left leg in again, and then switching, bringing your right leg up and your left leg down to the ground, hugging your right leg in, and then dropping it over to the left, finding that stretch in the spine, bringing your arms back into your cactus, and turning your head to the right. Connecting back with your breath. Releasing any tension you may be holding in the shoulders. Making sure you're releasing and relaxing the muscles in your legs. Coming back up to center. Bringing both legs back up to the chest. Maybe having a little rock or a roll here. Whatever feels good for you and your body. And you can bring your legs down to the ground, stretching out as we come down into Shavasana. Surrendering, letting go. Palms facing up and just connecting with your breath and checking in with how you feel now. What do you notice in your body now? Are you aware that you have a clearer path? More channels opened, possibilities and opportunities? pathways for inspiration, creativity to flow through you. And just feeling your body really connecting with the ground, grounding down this energy that you have now cultivated. You have released old energy and created a new energy, new pathways. Ground that down into today, into the present moment, into this reality. Knowing that moving forwards, we have the power to choose, but we also have the power to shift and change. And as you lie here for a moment, I'm going to continue to play some sounds. And just allow it to connect with your body. And just let yourself be in this moment. Thanking yourself for turning up here today, for taking this space and this time for yourself. And I thank you for joining me. Namaste.